And so we enter our first permanent event of February, being Rise and Strive, that will run from February 10th to February 18th. This is a more Jump unit-focused event in the mysterious attribute with Haruka as the focus character, as well as more Jump and their virtual singers acting as supporting cast. The gacha this time around is called the Stay Determined Gacha, that will be available between February 10th and February 20th. This is a permanent gacha, meaning it abides by permanent gacha rules, and there are 3 new cards being added, all of which will be matching the event's attribute and will be considered the focus cards of the event, meaning they will grant a 70% event bonus. And of course, with this being a permanent gacha, all 3 cards being added are considered permanent cards, meaning they only grant a new exclusive costume for each card. However, we also of course have 2 exchange shop cards available. Taking the 2-star slot is Irie with a card preparing for the cooking stream that is of the mysterious attribute. Meanwhile, the 3-star slot is filled by Shizuku and her card Trial Skin Care Routine that is of the cool attribute. And as for future usability for these 2 exchange shop cards, Irie is of the same attribute as the event itself, Rise and Strive, meaning that she will of course see use here where she is higher gameplay value, as she is not available through the gacha with a 70% event bonus. This of course also means that Irie will see future usability in the same events as the gacha card, so we will cover them all together here to make it less repetitive. Irie and Minori will see use in the event You Are My Hero, that will run from the 10th of March to the 18th of March. In the gacha is Tsukasa, Irie and Mizuki, meaning of course that Irie is lower gameplay value, while Minori from the gacha will be higher gameplay value, as she is only ever available with a 50% bonus for this event. Meanwhile, the second event where Irie will see use, she will see use alongside all 3 cards available in the gacha, being the colors that intertwine remain the same as that day, that will run from the 21st of October to the 29th of October. In the gacha is Shizuku, Irie, and Meiko, meaning of course that the Rise and Strive exchange shop Irie is lower gameplay value, as she is available with a 70% event bonus, while the Haruka, Minori, and Luca from the Stay Determined gacha connected to Rise and Strive will all be higher gameplay value, as they are never available with anything higher than a 50% event bonus. Shizuku, on the other hand, that is of the cool attribute, only has 1 instance of future usability, being This Story Continues with Hope, that will run from the 21st of December to the 29th of December. And Shizuku is not available through this gacha, meaning she is higher gameplay value for this event, as she is never available with anything higher than a 50% event bonus, which covers all of the future usability for all of the cards available through the exchange shop as well as the gacha, meaning that we can skip the future usability for all 3 cards going forward. With that being said, I will also be displaying the dates for the More Jump and Virtual Singer second World Link event. These are considered semi-limited cards or unit-limited cards, meaning that they are something to look forward to, and around the time that the World Link events themselves go live, we will also get the Unit World Link Support Gacha, which is a rerun of the first set of World Link cards for that unit. So if you're looking to snag the first set of World Link cards for either More Jump or the Virtual Singers, you can look forward to the second World Link Support Gacha around the time the second World Link event for those units go live. But with that, let's get into the cards available in the Stay Determined Gacha, starting with the focus character of the event, Haruka, and her card Reality Hits Hard. Haruka is a Perfect Locker skill card with a skill name No Matter How Far, and Perfect Locker skill cards will change all bad and higher taps into perfects for 5.5 seconds and grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with Haruka's new costume being called Unshakable Belief. And if you rather go for a limited card for Haruka, you only have 1 new alternative upcoming. Coming from the event are Golden Days, also known as the 5th anniversary. This event will be available between September 30th and October 9th. And while Haruka's new limited cards are quite underwhelming, we do have 3 upcoming reruns. As always, the second rerun is the final one before the gacha is discontinued and the cards join the Recollection Festival gacha pool. The first rerun in gacha we will encounter Haruka in is currently ongoing as this event goes live. The first rerun of the Photogenic Valentine's gacha will be available between February 7th and February 16th, with the second rerun on the other hand being confirmed for September of this year. We will then encounter her in the final rerun of the As Autumn Dusk Wanes gacha in August, as well as the first rerun of the Deliver to You live streaming gacha alongside Autumn Dusk Wane in August, with no second rerun confirmed for this gacha just yet. Which means we can move into the second character of the Stay Determined gacha being Minori and her card Game Phase at the meeting.
お悩みたくさん相談に乗りたいな。
Minori is a scorer skill card with the skill name What We Each Can Do, and scorer skill cards will grant 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with Minori's new costume being called Unchanged Purity. Minori, unlike Haruka, has 2 upcoming limited cards. She first joins Haruka as a Bloom Festival exclusive card during our Golden Days, meaning she will only be available between September 30th and October 4th. She then shows up in the final limited event of 2026, being New Year's Blessing Dance of Prayer that will be available between December 31st and January 9th. Meanwhile, Minori only has 2 upcoming reruns as well, starting with the final rerun of the Grow Up With Me gacha, also known as the 3rd anniversary, happening in May. We will then see her in the first rerun of the In My Fairy Tail gacha, happening in June, with no second rerun yet confirmed. Leaving us with our final character in the gacha being Luca and her card Accept Your Regrets.
届けられた希望があったはずよ。
Luca is also a scorer skill card, meaning she shares the exact same skill text as Minori, with her skill being called They'll Get Back Up Again. And Luca's new costume is called Unfailing Kindness. Luca, like Minori, has 2 upcoming new limited cards. The first one coming from the event Find the Dream View, also known as the 4.5 anniversary, where she is a Bloom Festival exclusive card, meaning she will be available between March 30th and April 4th. She then close thereafter shows up in the event Competitive Fire that will be available between the 31st of July to the 6th of August. And just like Minori, she has 2 upcoming reruns, the first being the final rerun of the Emotional Music March gacha, fittingly happening in March. And then Luca of course joins Minori in the first rerun of the In My Fairy Tail gacha in June, with no second rerun still confirmed. That covers all of the cards added with the Stay Determined gacha, meaning we can move straight into the event team building. And as always, this is a unit-focused event, meaning all virtual singers, as long as they are the correct unit, being More Jump, or unitless, as well as the correct attribute, being Mysterious, can grant the 50% event bonus. And this time around we have 4 asterisks for the 2-star and 3-star cards, 3 of which are related to collaboration events and 1 of which is a standard asterisk. As always, if you did not participate during any given collaboration event or code campaign, you have no way of having these cards, as they are wholly considered limited. This includes the 2-star Kaito featuring Aru no Pekel, as well as the Let's Enjoy the Movie Haruka and Luca, which only leaves our standard asterisk, which comes in the form of the 3-star Shizuku from Wonder Horror Test of Courage, which has not yet entered the standard gacha pool and won't do so until the second World Link event for Vivid Bad Squad, meaning that if you did not play during Wonder Horror Test of Courage, you have no way of having this Shizuku. And as for the 4-star cards, we have 24 available this time around. Within these 24 cards, 5 events brought more than 1 card, 4 of which are permanent and 1 is a limited asterisk event. The limited asterisk event is of course the Akuno Tensei collaboration gacha, which brought both a Meiko and a Rin. This gacha just concluded its second rerun on the English server, meaning that if you did not get these cards during this rerun and you have not gotten them during the first 2 runs of this gacha, you have no way of having these cards as they are wholly collaboration limited. With the 4 permanent events in order of release being You Deserve It, Break Time, Happy Lovely Every Day, More Making Christmas, and finally One Small Trip Before a Big Journey. Out of the 10 remaining cards, only a single one is permanent, and the remaining 9 limited cards include 1 collaboration limited, 2 unit limited, and 6 standard limited cards. In order of appearance, we start with the Colorful Festival exclusive Miku from the first anniversary event Scramble Fan Festa. We then saw the Minori from the event Scream, Welcome to the Forest of Wolves, followed by the Irie from the event Hectic Cafe Wreck. This is followed by the Bloom Festival Meiko tied to the event over Rad Squad. This is followed by the Shizuku from Unfading Wishing, the Haruka from Take the Best Shot, and the Minori from Streaming with Friends Wedding Live. The unit limited cards on the other hand is of course the Shizuku from To One Day Reach the Flowery Stage and the Kaito from With You at Sekai's Beginning. And the asterisk is of course the Sanrio collaboration 4-star Miku. And in a massive edition we have 8 available birthday cards this time around. This includes the 2nd year Haruka, Meiko and Miku, the 3rd year Shizuku, Len, Kaito and Minori, as well as the 4th year Rin. And this is our final selection of cards for the event team building in the event Rise and Strive. This is one of those event team buildings where unit fans are eating good and everyone else might have a bit of an issue. This event team building has a heavy reliance on Jump unit focused events, with mixed limited events sprinkled in. So it's easy to see how Jump fans might have a very easy time with this event team building, but seeing as Jump is a very unpopular unit, a lot of other people might have a bigger issue with the event team building in question. And even then the event team building isn't entirely lost, seeing as we have 3 massively popular cards in the Arrogant Princess, the Evil Food Eater, and Miku featuring Hello Kitty. Of course though, the collaboration cards are a bit more rare, but seeing as the 7 Deadly Sins just ran, there has been an opportunity to snag these cards. And if you have all 3 of these cards, you've already filled 3 of the available slots in the event team building without a single Jump unit focused card. And on top of that, 3 of the unit focused events for Jump are from what I would consider the first year of Project Sekai. Meaning there is a big possibility if you are a long-time player that you've gotten these cards as off-banner pulls. So I definitely think that this event team building lends itself mostly to Jump unit fans. However, there are quite a few options available for non-Jump unit fans to actually fall back upon. In addition, the 3-star selection of cards is actually very good with 6 available characters, meaning that you actually have a 1 character more than you ever need, meaning you could have missed one of the 3-star cards and still have a full unit selection available to fall back upon if you do not have a full set of 4-star cards for this event. So I really think that this is one of our better event team buildings, even if it is a bit unit focused. But I hope that early game players can reach the 250% event bonus breakpoints, while mid to late game players can easily reach the 280 to 290% event bonus, if not the coveted 300. But of course, once we have built our event team and we've played through the entire event, we will see the Afterlife that will be available between February 18th and February 19th. Participating in the Afterlife during the allotted time period will grant you 300 crystals and a stamp, the stamp this time around of Haruka called Never Again. And of course, with this being a unit-focused event, we will have a commissioned song called Anti-You that will be granted to you through in-game mailbox on February 10th. Anti-You will only release with a Sekai version at launch. However, around May 30th, we will get a virtual singer version as well as 2 alternative vocals in the form of Haruka and Luca. So if you're a massive fan of Haruka or Luca's voices, you can look forward to the alternative vocals around May 30th. But with that, we have covered everything you needed to know about the event Rise and Strive. I really do like this event's story. I do think that it is pretty decent development for more Jump, and always seeing them in a bit more sad of a situation is a refreshing take, since they're often very happy events surrounding them. However, I do genuinely loathe both the trained card art as well as the costumes that come with this event. I genuinely think that the theming, colors, and looks of the costumes are way too close to Tied by the Painful Hope. And it doesn't even really feel like remakes of the costumes or reimaginings or even paying homage to Tied by a Painful Hope. It just feels like they've made the same costumes again with no changes. Of course, the modelers have become better, so the Rise and Strive costumes look theoretically better, citation mark. They sit better on the characters and all that, but I don't really think that is a valid excuse for how alike they are Tied by a Painful Hope. Anyhow, that's just my opinion. I'd rather hear what you think about Rise and Strive. Do you like the event story, or do you think I'm completely incorrect when it comes to both that and how the costumes and card themes look? I do genuinely try to read as many comments as possible, even if I don't respond, as I am drowning in work outside of YouTube. And while you're down there typing away your comment, it would be a huge favor if you could consider subscribing, leaving a like, and maybe even sharing this video with a friend, as all of these things help immensely in my growth as a channel. And of course, finally, I want to extend a special thank you to all of my Patreons for continuously supporting me, especially my append players being Bambi, Katie, Gabby C, Helen P 001 Star, Mia Marie 21, Opal Siren, Peterish, Shoop, and Veritas Uwu. As always, I cannot thank my Patreons enough, and if you wanna join them in supporting me that little bit extra, a link will be down in the description to my Patreon, where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Of course, do not feel pressured, as watching my videos and subscribing to the channel is more than enough support. But with that, I've rambled far long enough. Let's get out of here for the week.